Oh, thank God it's a blueberry pie and not a never mind.
Yo, what is up guys, Bob87 King here, back again with another video, and in this video we will be recapping the entirety of the pre-merge of Carnival of Chaos, which has overall been an incredible season. Like I said in my previous video, I've really been enjoying every single episode. There really hasn't been any duds so far, and overall during this video I will be talking about the eliminated contestants, the twist, and also the host, and also just in general everything in between. So yeah, let's just get started. Starting off with the eliminated contestants, and while I will not be talking about the contestants still in the game, or if I do I'll briefly mention them, I do feel like the eliminated contestants so far have been very strong in my opinion. Yes, Alessio is my least favorite character, but it's not because he was badly written or because he was the first boot flop and also the worst player in Disventure Camp history. It just felt like he was kind of a waste of space on an incredible cast. And I'm sure if he was given a more dull cast like the Season 2 cast of Disventure Camp or Revenge of the Island or Pocket Island cast, maybe he could have shined more. But I feel like his purpose just to be there with Logan was overall pretty well done in my opinion. Amelie was hot, like really hot, but really outside of that I kind of knew Amelie wasn't long for the game. It felt like, again, if she made it far, I feel like it would have just been really forced. Again, her and Hannah's friendship and development was really nice, and also starts off the Hannah curse, so really outside of that I don't have much else to say about Amelie. Ted Gordon, aka the Robbed King of the pre-merge. Again, I love Ted as a character. I think he was very interesting. I think he was very likable. I also think he's a character that you can explore on a lot. Again, he is also just incredibly likable and also really charismatic. Again, one of my all-time favorite pre-merge characters of all time. That being said though, again, I see a lot of people saying how, oh, Ted should come back. Ted needs to come back. His story's not over yet. I mean, with Linda gone, it's like, it kind of already is. Again, I don't know what else Ted could bring to the season outside of just being like just Ted. And again, Ted is very likable, but I just don't want him to come back just because of that factor. Again, I love Ted. I think he would do great on another season. Not really though. I don't think he's the greatest player in the world. But again, a character that I love nonetheless. Now let's talk about Diego. A pretty controversial character, at least out of the pre-merge characters. Again, I know a lot of people are very divisive on him and Spencer. Again, I personally find them pretty inoffensive as a ship. Again, do I ship them personally? Kind of, but again, it kind of got ruined. Not ruined in the sense that it's bad now, it can't ever happen. I'm sure it could and it would be written pretty well. Again, I'm starting to trust this Venture Camp's writing style, which is something that I was not expecting to say after rewatching All Stars, but again, I do trust this Venture Camp, and again, I find the handling of Diego and Spencer to be actually very interesting, and more so, I do have more positive things to say about it. Again, obviously, again, in my personal opinion, or at least how I would have it, again, I wouldn't have them get together, but I think having Spencer kind of like relive the trauma that he experienced with his ex onto Diego was a very good storyline to have overall. Overall, how is Diego on its own as a sole character? I personally really like Diego. I feel like he's a good supporting character. Again, being interesting enough, more so interesting than Ashley. Again, I feel like Diego can stand on its own and be a very solid character, a very likable character, a very honor-bound player. Again, personally, I really found Diego to be a very enjoyable character. I loved his relationship with Hannah. I loved his dynamic with Spencer. I loved his dynamic with Benji, or maybe that's just because Benji with anyone can make anyone a great character, but again, I really did love Diego's interactions with his whole team, and I feel like once he left, again, the team dynamic definitely shifted, and while obviously for the better, I love the red team, but personally, I think Diego was a very fun character and left a mark on the season, so yeah, Diego was great. Now let's talk about my preseason favorite in Tristan, who I just love as a character. Again, they're probably not up there with the likes of a Heather or Bowie for me, but personally, they're probably around where I would have a character like a Noah, a character like an Emma from the Redonkulous race. These characters who I really do love, but just didn't get enough focus on for me to put them in the upper echelon. I found them to just be a very likable character. Again, their dynamic with Benji was great. I really do ship them. Again, their dynamic with Hannah. Richard was also very fun to watch. Again, Tristan overall was a very fun character, and it sucked that they got eliminated so early, but I feel like for the storyline of the season, they had to just go home. But overall, I really did enjoy them, and their singing was incredible. So yeah, overall, nothing but positive things to say about Tristan. I think Marissa's arc of her realizing she's not made for the military due to her handling of the team's conflict and her being the leader of it was an interesting storyline. I think she's a great character and a very fun one to watch. I also loved her relationship with Anastasia together. I found their scenes during the musical episode, and also just her boot episode as well to just be very cute. Her dynamic with Linda also was very engaging, as Marissa kept trying to get Linda back in the girls' lines and all that just to be unified. only for Linda to really be the one to take out Marissa. Overall, I really like Marissa, and I hope she does come back, and I hope her and Anastasia do get together at the end of the season. Linda might be my favorite villain of all time in retrospect while recording this video. Again, she was really the drama of the entire blue team, her getting out Alessio, her sussing out Anastasia, and her rivalry with Anastasia in general was very fun to watch. Again, her pretty much failing to flip on the Girls Alliance, causing Ted, her only good relationship at the time, to go home was also very fun to watch. Again, her relationship with Richard was very fun. Her relationship with Marissa, where she actually gets her out, was really a cold-blooded move, but also a mean move, but also incredible TV. Again, Linda really brought a lot of chaos to the season, and I would be remiss to say that her family's chopped as hell. Again, Linda just in general was an incredible character to watch this entire season. Again, she is what Carol wasn't in season 2 of Disventure Camp, and Linda needs to come back for a Legend season. I love Linda so much. And while obviously I don't think Linda is homophobic, I do think her saying how did she adapt is still one of the craziest things I've ever heard, and it really caught me off guard. Not in a way where I find it funny of her picking on gay people like how Yule does in Disventure Camp All-Stars, just in a way of like, you don't typically say that, but again, we're done talking about Linda, so yeah. Now let's talk about the final boot in Ivy, who I really do like, I really do, but again, I just have a lot of holes with Ivy just in general as a character, which is weird because her character was well explored with her relationship with Tristan and Zayd, both of which I do love. But on a more personal level, I just feel like I couldn't click with her because I feel like her character would change in a light switch. In the musical episode, for example, she was very high-strung and arrogant, only for that to be the reason of her downfall, or at least her team's downfall. But yeah, at the end of the episode, we're supposed to feel bad for her. But if we're not supposed to feel bad for her, if you're gonna comment that, then like, are we supposed to root for Zayd and Ivy? Because while this moment is cute, it's like, it doesn't fix the issue of what Ivy's going with her big ego. Again, that's probably the same reason why people don't like Jake in All-Stars, because yes, Jake would have these touching moments with people, but then revert to doing the same shit. Again, it's just very weird in my opinion. Again, we also have the dodgeball episode, for example, where everyone's hyping up Tristan after the challenge, only for Ivy to moan and whine about the arm injury that she didn't cause, but at least, like, she continued to play in the challenge, so it's like, I don't know, like Spencer said, the team is crumbling mainly because of Ivy's ego, and if I'm rooting for Spencer over Ivy in a logical argument, there's gotta be something wrong here. While the conversation she does have with Tristan is nice, I feel like it's more of a reflection on Tristan's character rather than her. Also, her constantly belittling Benchy in the early episodes, saying it's a fucking stick, peep the Survivor reference, but also, she just wasn't really the most likable person in the world. Again, that being said, she does have moments where I do like her. I mean,
Oh, thank God it's a blueberry pie and not a never mind.
and also when she says Glendale bitch, I just found that really funny. I don't know why, but I just find the word bitch really funny. That's just a personal thing. I just feel like Ivy just needs another season to develop her character because again, while she does have strong moments, I just feel like she was just all over the place. As far as twists go this season, I actually really enjoyed a lot of the twists. Obviously, Exile Island was a great twist. I really enjoyed it. Seeing the Linda and Anastasia feud finally be settled was very great. The choice that Isabel and Jade both had to make, obviously they both end up getting the idol, which is also a very fun twist in my opinion, and also obviously creates the Isabel and Jade dynamic. So in general, I do also consider that twist a success, and really there hasn't been any flops at least in the pre-merge. One thing, or I guess three things really, are the host plus Emily. And I'll start off with Emily first because I have the least to say about her. I do like her this season, and I feel like her small moments were very strong. Emily's just a character that I just personally really enjoy, and I like more than I actually thought I would. I thought I would just like Emily because she was hot, but in All-Stars, she was actually a very fun character who got ruined for nearly no reason, in my opinion. Really, actually, no, I do know the reason. She got ruined because people wanted Derek and Trevor to happen, a ship that I just don't know why people ship them. Again, I've rewatched literally Disventure Camp almost all the time, and I still don't understand the hype. I understand why people ship them. I don't understand why it's actually canon, because genuinely they are not a good couple. Again, I just don't like Derek as a character, and I think he treated Trevor really poorly for me to actually consider Derek to actually have genuine feelings for Trevor, to where it's just like, dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'll stop complaining about them just because, again, they're not really on screen that much, and to be honest, I'm more so just complaining about them because I miss Crystal as a host, and also, I figured out that some people don't like Crystal, and again, it's like, the only moment that I can say that I really disliked Crystal was when she was gonna, like, pretty much try to out Aiden as trans, which is just a terrible look, but Yeah, overall, I think Crystal was a great host and actually could have been a very fun host for the season. I think that seeing Crystal, Oliver, Nina, Marcus all back with this crazy cast would actually be very fun and create more fun moments because Derek and Trevor never deliver. Overall, though, those are my thoughts on the pre-merge of this Venture Camp, Carnival of Chaos, a season that has continued to be incredible. And if the pre-merge is still continuing, then I guess this video is kind of useless, but whatever. Again, I do plan to recap most of the merch episodes and expect some character analysis here and there. I don't know who I really want to make a video on. I'm thinking about Jake, I'm thinking about Bowie, I'm thinking about Vince from Next Generation, so really stay tuned for what's in store, and yeah, peace out. Love you guys. Have a great day.